Hi guys, welcome. How are you? Very hot, I presume. I today just wanted to make a really quick, I promise, a really quick video about garlic and why on the alkaline lifestyle we don't consume garlic or onion, but more specifically about garlic today. Why? Because obviously we all have the grandparent or the neighbor or the friend who eat garlic every morning of their life, you know, the olive oil, the garlic, and the honey, and that is meant to be like one of the most incredible home remedies in the world. And I do agree that sometimes you may have need for something like garlic. But let's just look deeper on what Dr. Sevi says about garlic and why we stop consuming it. I'm sure when I explain to you the reasons, you may feel that you relate to some of the symptoms or some of the things you experience with garlic. And it's always when I do my retreats and my things, I always say, you're going to hate me for this. And that's one of the most famous phrases of Dr. Sevi is, I'd rather you hate me for telling you the truth than you love me for lying to you. And garlic is one of the things that people go, oh, no, I love garlic. I love alioli. I love my chili sauce. I love everything. That is really not good for us. Why? Well, let's first read real quick what Dr. Sevi says about garlic. Here you can see it says, Dr. Sevi on garlic. Comfrey is responsible for severe anemia. Works in on one area of the body and affecting the whole lot of others like garlic. Garlic is a substance that will definitely lower your pressure because it will eat up the cholesterol in the arteries. But they tell us not only does it remove the plaque or cholesterol, it eats the membrane as well because garlic is unstable. It is another product that is made by men through the process of hybridization and cross-pollination. Garlic is a poison. Garlic has an oxidant known as the oxidant of allicin. This is why when you put garlic on a knife and you cut someone, the wound will never heal. And this is true, guys. We are chefs. We've been cooking for a long time. And this is true. When you cut yourself with a knife that you use to cut garlic, it just turns like a weird yellow color. And it leaves a mark, it won't heal as fast, sometimes it won't heal for a while. And then now here says garlic is a poison. Garlic has an oxidant known as the oxidant of allicin. This is why when you put garlic on a knife and you cut someone, a wound will never heal. Again, the same thing. So aside from this, which is, a fact, and it's something that sometimes they will say allicin is something that makes it alkaline when it's eaten and processed in the stomach, which is just a weird thing to say. It is true that the wounds don't heal the same when you cut yourself with garlic, and your body is constantly having to heal from things. So if it's doing that to your skin, how is it affecting the rest of the internal things that your body needs to heal? Another thing about garlic is that, which is the same thing, but garlic is always known for being super antibiotic. And this is what everybody says, it's antiviral, antibacterial. If you have an infection, the first thing they do, eat garlic. Ear infection, tooth infection, is meant to fight bacteria. It's true. It's antibacterial. But okay, so when you have alioli, for example, because it's so famous here, but when you eat something with alioli or with raw garlic in general, normally people experience heartburn or bad breath. Why? Did you ever ask yourself why you have such bad breath after eating garlic or onion for that case? Well, people think it's just the flavor of it in your mouth, but truly it's not. The reason is, and you normally know this because it's not only in your mouth, the bad taste, it's also all down here. So you wonder why is this heartburn and this thing? Because garlic is so antibacterial that is killing the flora, which is bacteria in your intestines as it goes through. It's so abrasive. And when an antibacterial meets a bacterial and it kills it, what happens is like a little literal explosion. They segregate gas. And that's what comes through. That's what you come through. The flavor, the barb is just your very precious intestinal flora that is your, first line of defense against all viruses, all illness that coming from food, water, air. Your flora is the one responsible for protecting it, looking after, and you're eating things that is killing it. It's just killing it. And then a lot of people will eat garlic because they think it's healthy, which is fair enough. It's popular culture. It's not something that you should know. I was convinced that garlic was good for you for a long time, and I used to eat volumes of it. Even though feeling these effects, I would still eat it thinking that it was healthy. But then, if you start digging and analyzing things, I did realize that eating garlic made me thirsty, made me tired, made me feel really, really bad. And, spiritually speaking, or let's just say emotionally speaking, it is something that's attacking your body. So it's having more effects than just the heartburn, if you know what I mean. It's something that is being very abrasive with your whole body. So that is something to take into consideration. You may be eating garlic because you think it's healthy, fair enough. And then you may be doing a lot of things to ensure that the flora in your intestine is strong, like having, fermented foods, kombucha, kefir, I don't know, anything fermented, masa madre, things that you think they're very good for your flora, they help the culture in your intestines develop. The stronger the culture, the flora, the less risk you have of letting viruses in or letting all the bacteria in, all the diseases, food poisoning, even things that could be environmental could be, helped by the right food. But unfortunately, you may be doing it and you may feel that you need to do that to strengthen the flora is because you are also on the other side without unknowingly destroying it. And if you eat garlic and you feel that, and if you feel that heartburn and that kind of, it's more than a heartburn, that it's more than a heartburn. It's like a total, is this taste with it, this flavor is really vile coming back up. And so it tastes so bad because you're literally tasting the dead bacteria that you so need and is so precious. So this is experimentation. No, we always said, don't believe what people say, don't believe what I say, don't believe what Dr. Sevi says. I don't believe what Dr. Sevi says. I try what he says, and then I believe him based on my own experience with it, like other mystics and other gurus and things that we follow. So try for yourself. Eat garlic, see what happens. Stop eating garlic, see what happens. I used to go so crazy eating tempeh, eating this, eating that, because I felt that my immune system wasn't as strong as it could be. But in the meantime, I was having like a whole head of garlic with every meal, every day, going through one of those a day. Cooked is meant to be better. Cooked, and that, you feel it, right? You eat cooked garlic and it still has that, but it's not as overpowering and strong as raw garlic is. So just test it and see what happens, and see if you feel better when you stop eating garlic. Honestly, when people use it as an antibacterial thing, like you have an infection in your ear, you have a toothache, and people will use garlic to fight the infection, and fair enough, it's antibacterial, I agree. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't eat that either for it. I think there's other ways, more natural. Another thing I wanted to say is like you said, hybridization, cross-pollination. That means it's not a natural product. That means that nature didn't invent garlic for us to heal all our bacterial problems. It's something humans did. something humans invented, and cross-pollination means crossing with other species and other plants in order to create something new. And when we do that, we maximize flavor, we maximize how long it can live without rotting. We maximize size, we make it grow faster, and that's all very anti-natural. So if there is some sort of the wrong way here with the camera, if there is some sort of antibacterial, effect to it, then it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from another plant, that it is natural, that it is good for you, and the nature intended for you to eat. So just digging deeper on how this food was harnessed, how it was developed, and what were the original plants that gave life to this plant, is the way to go to a more natural source of food. For example, a lot of people love broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Romanesca, if you know that thing, and everybody loves it. They're all the same plant. They're all the same plant. They all come from the same thing, which is mustard leaves. We never eat mustard leaves, do we? I have, but sometimes you'll find it in some Asian supermarkets, you'll find mustard leaves, and that's the most natural thing that you can find. That is the origin of broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and all that. Okay, well, cabbage is kale. Sorry, kale is on the list of alkaline foods. But hey, garlic is cross-pollinized, is hybridized. There's a documentary on Netflix, and it's called, I think it's called something Money, or something about money. I watched it a while ago. And there's one episode about garlic. It's not about the health benefits of garlic. It's about how garlics grow and where it comes from. And holy shit, sorry for cursing, but you should watch that. Especially if you ever buy peeled garlic, you don't want to know how it gets peeled. Honestly, you don't want to know. So something that is highly addictive, because it is, right? Because people love garlic, and it's meant to be a plant, but it's got this addictiveness to it. Like, people really want to eat it all the time. Maybe not so natural. Maybe not something as beneficial to us as we think. But anyways, that is more or less a rough idea why garlic is not on the list. It's not because it's not a natural product. Let's start from there. But beyond that, also, if garlic was to be on the alkaline list, it wouldn't be this part of the garlic, because nothing grown on the earth except for ginger is on the alkaline list. It would be the plant. That's why, for example, spring onions, the actual old-fashioned spring onions that look like a weed, that is the onion that the alkaline list talks about. I misinterpreted that for a long time, and I was cooking a lot of onions in my recipes, and I stopped using it. I only use a spring onion, and I cut the white part that is what's grown under the earth, and I only use the green part up above. And I don't mean the big bulb green onion that you find here. I actually mean spring onion, the long, nice one that is just like a weed. That is the onion that is meant on the alkaline list. No, the onion, the whole part that grows under the earth. We eat food that have been exposed to sunlight, and they don't grow under the earth, because then that means that heavily nitrogen, and the nitrogen is what creates mucus in the body. It's the heaviest of organic elements, and it creates mucus in the body, and it doesn't help with keeping that pH balance that we want. So definitely acidic. The alkaline range of garlic is 5.3 to 6.3. Anything under 7 is acidic. Anything above 7 is alkaline. Anything under 7 is neutral. So obviously garlic is still on the acidic side. There are foods that are much lower than that. They obviously generate a lot more mucus. But because garlic has this aspect of healing the thing, then it's a lot worse for you. This of killing the bacteria, right? It's a lot worse for you. So, hey, that is my video on garlic. I hope you find it useful to you. I am doing meal plans. If you live in my area and you want me to fill your fridge for the summer with some really good alkaline foods, they are gonna really help regenerate your cells, balance your pH, get rid of mucus that starts all the infections in your body and diseases. It's anti-inflammatory. Who doesn't love feeling, non-inflated in the summer, and drain and just more light and less dense? It's really nice to feel like that in the summer. Give me a shout and I can add you to my list. And as always, I wish you a good week. Look after yourself, take care of yourself, and see you next time. Bye.